What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the Offside Shout. Make sure to go ahead and check out my socials at _diagrams on Twitter. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's go ahead and get into some of the news. I think it's been a relatively quiet day so far, so this should be a quick one. Why Donny van de Beek and Bruno Fernandes will 100% play well together at Manchester United. I mean, they won't necessarily even play together that often. I'm pretty sure that Van de Beek mostly will be a replacement for Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba when, they need a break. But that being said, I don't actually see there ever being a three of Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, and Van de Beek at the same time in the same midfield. Manchester United feel as though too much information is being, I assume that's released. Yeah, so Dortmund wasn't exactly being very nice, wasn't playing fair necessarily, and, that's business. So, essentially they've just been coming out with a bunch of statements ever since August 10th that directly were made to make Dortmund look like a strong club. But what they really were doing also, a side effect of those comments and the actions of Dortmund, were also making Manchester United look pretty bad. Dortmund doesn't care about that. So we'll just let that one go. But Manchester United might have felt, a little bit betrayed by that. But like I said, that's business. So, put up with it. I think that they have come to an agreement where, they're no longer doing that. But at the same time, it's very possible that Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund basically agreed that that was okay for Borussia to do. And, Manchester United probably talked to Sancho's agent and Sancho and Dortmund and said, hey, look, but we're going to talk about, how player fees and agent fees and stuff are too much because we want to take some of the heat off this thing. If it's going to take us a month to get this deal over the line, then it's probably a good idea for us to go ahead and both kind of cull the masses and contain the story. So Molstein 100% on how Van de Beek and Fernandes will probably play together. Football stats. So Sergio Reguilon. Let's go ahead and see if we can find it. Upamecano has been looked at by United, but it's not a deal we are likely to see soon for various reasons. In 2021, it might be one they look at with more intent. So that was the feeling. I've said it a million times on the past few shows. It's just not likely that we're going to go ahead and see that this summer. I don't think it ever was. What I said was, I think that it actually goes a long way to come in this summer and say, hey, look, we can't get you this summer. We can't get you this summer, but we are incredibly interested in you. So when we come in next summer, we just want you to know we're interested in you. And we're, when our interest arises next summer, remember that we were interested in you. And, whether or not people like to admit it, these players are human. And it will mean something. It will go a long way, I'm sure. U23 struggle as a former Dortmund winger misses out on trial. Yeah, they tried to spin this into some Dortmund winger looking on as United fail to whatever. Just, if you're not a United fan, you won't know this. Under 23s mean absolutely nothing. Under 23s are just basically a pit for us to stick all of our reserve players who aren't basically ever going to play, or move our 17 and 18-year-olds up to play against, more mature, physically mature players. Under 23s doesn't mean anything. Report: Man United prepare Sancho offer. Red Devils are back for Sancho. We'll sort out agent fees before submitting official bid. Yeah, so we've already talked about this in previous days, and that deal, I think, is actually almost entirely done. I think that the parts between Dortmund and Manchester United, the fee, add-ons, or not add-ons, but installments, and what Manchester United is going to pay and when, those have been done for a while now. What we're doing now is Dortmund's finding a new replacement for Sancho, and we are looking at how we how we're going to pay the agent fees and all that. So that's actually been done for a while, but it's starting to come out. That's the mail, obviously, so take it with a grain of salt. But that news has come out from other more reliable sources in previous days. None of the biggest players, though. No like Fabrizio or anything. But Fabrizio probably, even if he's been told this stuff, he probably wouldn't just release it, because he may have been told, keep it on the wraps, because we're still trying to figure shit out. Especially Dortmund, trying to buy a new player. Transfer news, Arsenal to reloan Ceballos. Henderson willing to leave Man United. PSG say no thanks to Guendouzi. Henderson is not willing to leave Manchester United. Henderson has said already, and like a couple days ago, that he's going to fight David De Gea for his spot. He intends to come and take his spot. He basically issued a warning to David De Gea and said, look, I'm going to be here next season. I'm taking your fucking spot. I don't know where all this horse shit is coming out of. I don't know who the fuck writes these articles. It's absolutely nonsense. Neville, Manchester United need a Kane more than Sancho. We don't fucking... How many Kanes are there? How many Sanchos are there? Which ones are available? I think Neville has... I know that Neville has the club, the club's interests in his heart, but it's just a... Actually, Neville did nothing wrong there. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who we need more, because we're not getting that person. We're not getting Lewandowski. We're not getting Kane. We're not getting that player. Sancho's available. Sancho's the player we're going for. It's literally just, you just have to think rationally about it. It's not, yeah. Pogba could be deployed deeper to accommodate Van de Beek. He's already deployed deeper, and he's not going to be deployed as a DM. So, comparing Thiago stats to Manchester United midfielders, Man United did not make an offer for Tonali. No, but we showed interest, and I think that I'd be frustrated if we hadn't shown interest, because Tonali is a phenomenal player. Phenomenal. And he's very young. He's 20 years old. Man United open talks over Sancho alternative. No, we don't. The signing of Van de Beek could give Pogba a new role at United. Okay, let's see what they're trying to say. First off, Manchester Evening News is 100% horseshit 100% of the time. But let's go ahead and see what they say. Before signing for Manchester United, Donny Van de Beek spoke to OGS and heard about his plans for the club. Enthused by the vision, the Ajax midfielder was delighted to sign a 5-year deal at Old Trafford. We have only what Van de Beek has said. That's Manchester Evening News is fucking horseshit. Has said about that decision to go on, but he said we talked about football things about the club, and that having spoken to the manager about his vision for the team, the direction that the club is going is hugely exciting. He would, blah, 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 blah. I'm a midfielder, go into the box, raise. Yeah, the duo might not be unleashed every week. There will be times when United have to take a more cautious approach, and at the time when rotation is necessary, but fielding Fernandes and Van de Beek behind that dangerous front three is certainly an attacking lineup at Solskjaer's disposal. Yet that also raises the question of where Paul Pogba will fit in. The £89 million midfielder isn't going to find himself on the bench, so Solskjaer may find himself trying to balance a midfield trio: Fernandes, Van de Beek, and Pogba. United do at least have backup options now. Should United, that might work for against weaker teams. Determined to have all his best, he might as a defensive midfielder. He's never going to play Paul Pogba as a defensive midfielder. Fucking nonsense. People are idiots. Manchester United fans back Fred. We do, actually, and we want to keep a hold of Fred. Fred's the man, dude. Fred the Red. Pastor Fred. Dan James might be about to unleash his full potential. For who? Wales? Midfield maestro. How does Van de Beek compare to the rest of Manchester United's midfield? He's good, but he gets less goals and assists than Bruno Fernandes, and he does not play the same position as Paul Pogba. He can, but he doesn't even play it in the same way, even in a 4-2-3-1. So, Van de Beek's first Manchester United interview. All right, that's enough for Manchester United. Y'all are just pissing me off. Not actually that angry. I just think people need to... The frustrating thing is that when Manchester United fans will read that, they'll actually believe some of that shit. It's just 100% not true, like 90% of it. So Arsenal want higher fee for Bellerin. Good luck. Gabriel rejected an offer from MUFC to join AFC. Yeah, I think that Arsenal showed a lot more interest, and United never even bid. So Arsenal want higher fee for Bellerin. Oh, and also Arsenal did up their bid as soon as Manchester United started coming in for him. So chances are he upped his bid, and yeah. Anyways, that's what it was. Arsenal want higher fee for Bellerin. Yeah, the reason why I say good luck with that is because Bellerin is not very reliable. He's very injury prone. PSG, on the other hand, do really need a right back. I think they'd be better off looking elsewhere, to be fair. But I hope Arsenal get it, because then that means they can get their players in and then finance, they can finance their moves for other players and strengthen their squad. And then the league will be better. So Ceballos lands in London. Yep, he's going back to Arsenal for a season. All the latest concerning Thomas Partey's future amid links. Let's go ahead and see this, actually, because I think that Partey will be amazing for them. The start of the 2021 English football season is now a little over a week away, and clubs up and down the country will be desperate to add more faces to their respective squads ahead of the big kickoff. At Arsenal, the scenario is no different, with the club keen to add more players to Mikel Arteta's first team squad. So far this summer, the Gunners have landed 4 players, including Suarez, Paulo Mari, who were on loan at the Emirates Stadium last term, and they're keen to add more. And amongst the players that the Gunners are keen to add to their armory ahead of next month's transfer deadline is Thomas Partey of Atletico Madrid and Ara. With that in mind, here's the roundup. Father's Premier League hint: Arsenal make contact. Partey's dad confirms talks. Atletico open to selling if price is right. They don't really have a choice because of the release clause. Partey open to Arsenal transfer. They literally hijacked a president's, speech, live stream or whatever. Okay, anyhow, so essentially what's going on with Thomas Partey is that they're looking at a swap deal for Lacazette. This is how that would work, though. This is how that would be structured, rather. Atletico Madrid would come in and pay a price for Lacazette. Lacazette would go to Atletico. Arsenal would receive whatever lump of cash they get for Lacazette, and then Arsenal could go back and pay the release clause for Partey. It's not actually going to be a swap. It's going to look a lot like a swap, but it's not exactly a swap. And that's important because the whole thing with this deal for Partey is Atletico wants to keep him for as long as they can. They're not willing to sell him. He has a release clause that, if met, doesn't matter what Atletico wants. And if Partey wants to go and that release clause is met, he will go. But those release clauses are not paid in installments, ever. It's actually not legal in Spain for those to be paid in installments. It's 100% cash up front. That's the deal for those buyout clauses. So Arsenal still needs to get it. But that being said, let's say Arsenal goes ahead and sells Lacazette to Atletico, gets 20 million up front, and 10 million over the next couple years, or they just get 30 million up front. Then they could probably afford to go back in and pay the 45 million whatever euro release clause. But that's how that's going to work. It's not even a swap. It looks a lot like one, but the issue is that it has to be cash. The buyout clause has to be paid in cash. There is no installment. There's no saving money. It's all or nothing. Ozil, a milestone around Arsenal's neck. Yeah, he's choking the fuck out of that club, but they're starting to come through it. They'll be fine. So this is an interesting move. Full fixture list. Mikel Arteta being urged to make Thomas Partey his next summer signing. Yeah, if anyone watching this is watching this first off, but watching this wants to let me know in the comments. Go ahead and tell me who you would rather have. RR, or Thomas Partey. I think Partey would be... you need both. Yeah, you definitely need both. Chelsea will still have an eye on other deals, which Havertz deal is done, and Marcelo Brozovic is one to watch out for. Conte might yet leave if good offer arrives. That's Dean Jones. Chelsea are in talks with Rennes over goalkeeper Edward Mendy after ending their interest in Lille's Mike Maganan. Yeah, I think that Rennes was asking for them to double their bid. I spoke about this yesterday. They're asking Chelsea to double their bid, and it sucks because Chelsea are in desperate need of a goalkeeper, and the whole world knows that. So it makes it really easy to, fleece them for cash. Jorginho, Asian, Yao Santos. Juventus had offered a swap deal including Pjanic for Jorginho, but the English side didn't take it into consideration. Yeah, I don't know why they'd want Pjanic. He's a good player, but he's aging, and I don't think he's what they really need. If Manchester United manage to sign Harry Kane, they will compete for the title next season. No, they won't, because Harry Kane will be out for 6 months. Report PSG versus Spurs for Skriniar. Spurs backroom restructure explained. Spurs ready to dump Ndombele. You guys need to make up your fucking minds. You guys are so bipolar on that. I know that people are like absolutely geeking out about Mourinho because of the, All or Nothing documentary or whatever it's called. But understand that Mourinho is very totally box office. He's an awesome person for the press to follow around because he's super fucking entertaining. I just don't like what he does. He always comes in, always picks a phenomenal footballer, like the most talented footballer in any club, and then just fucking lays him out for everyone, lays him out bare for everyone to see their, inefficiencies. He's not... It might have worked with my father's generation, but I'll tell you what, man. I'm 27 today, actually, and my generation would not handle that. They're a bunch of soft fuckers, myself included. But it just doesn't work with this younger generation. So, got to work with them a little bit. Show them the way, man. Show them the way. All right, Liverpool's boring. Liverpool news. Here we go. Gini is about to move to Barcelona. Barcelona is finally about to come in for him. I had said that Rakitic is going to go to Sevilla, and that will fund Gini's move to Barcelona, but it's not because Rakitic only went for 1.5 million to Sevilla when they tried to charge Manchester United 50 million for Rakitic last summer. And Gini is going to go anyways because they're going to find a way. I don't know why the fuck Gini would want to go to Barcelona. And I do believe Liverpool offered him a new contract. So Gini, by the way, best smile on planet Earth. Gini. Congratulations, Gini. You got a beautiful smile. But you're an idiot for wanting to go to Barcelona. Absolute idiot. The romance cannot be that big. 29, going on 30. Spend the end of the twilight of your career failing at a great club that is struggling and doesn't know necessarily what they're doing. And it looks like they're not getting rid of Messi. I don't think it matters. I don't think that's going to help anything. I don't think that holding on to Messi is going to help Barcelona at all. I think that that's completely the wrong decision. And whatever. Who cares, right? Gini, enjoy your time in Spain. Should City walk away from the Koulibaly deal? They've wasted way too much time on it. They should probably just get it done now, right? So, and I'm sure they will, by the way. The biggest deals will happen. Messi to Man City looks like it's about to die. I don't know where I heard that from, though, so I guess you take it with a grain of salt. But it's not, it's City need Messi. But here's why. City has never had a global superstar. They've had incredible players. You know what I mean? Very recognizable players. Kevin De Bruyne is one. Had him in the past. They've had George Weah, and they've had Peter Schmeichel. They've had good players. I don't know a whole lot about Manchester City, by the way, but they have had good players and recognizable players. But they've never had that signing, that global superstar. They've never had a David Beckham or Cristiano Ronaldo or, any of that. A Robin Ribery, a Vieira, Gerrard, Torres. They've never had these players. So Manchester City probably would love to get their hands on them, not even for on the field stuff, just to say they had the world's best ever player in their team at one point. And I think that it would actually be something to be proud of if they were able to get their hands on them. But yeah, anyways, that's kind of a short episode. I'm going to go ahead and finish it up there. Make sure to go ahead and check out my socials at _diagrams on Twitter. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I will catch you guys all later. Peace.